Part 1, How to Start a Student First Club.
If you would like to start a club in your community, the first thing you're going to need a team of people that are going to facilitate this, that are going to be the trainers. And so once you have a team, you're going to have to reach out to a special ed coordinator, special ed administrator. Different states call them different things, and you're going to need to sell them on the idea. So who here all knows the director of special education in your communities right now? 1, 2, 3. So get to know them, and it's important, and you got to sell them on the idea. Once you sell them on the idea, they'll start selling the special education teachers on the idea. And our first director, I want to say, was Midge. Am I correct? And she's not as involved nowadays, but she's still watching from afar, and she is just so impressed where we've came in the last 12 years. And once you start a club in one district, guess what happens with neighboring districts? Yeah, next thing you know, they're knocking on your door saying, hey, I would love to have what you guys are doing. But once you find your administrator from the special ed, they'll help you identify a teacher or a classroom that they think is appropriate. Then, guess what? Now you got to sell the teacher. So, because you sold this administrator, does the teacher have to do it? You don't want to take a gander? No, the teacher absolutely don't. And a lot of times teachers are going to be resistant, but you have to sell them on the concept. And our data shows that the students who are in People First are 60% more likely to be employed. The officers are 80% more likely to maintain employment, but 200% more likely to speak up for themselves. And then once you sell the teacher on it, the key thing is you now need to sell the students on it.
Here's the thing, when you guys see us up here, we're all one big family. We love to smile, we love to laugh, we have our moments.
I have this motto, I sell it to them. If they vote on it, if they don't want it, I don't want to be there. They have to want it. But you want to explain what a club is, and again, a club isn't a class. So when you're talking an official club, we're talking something that is ran by the students, for the students, and we're more of an advisor in that capacity. We may do the lesson plans, and you'll see on the agenda, they do their meeting, but then there's the program. That's us. We do the program, but they tell us a lot of this, if it's a good club, they'll say, hey, we want to do such and such. We want to learn about such and such. I mean, not all of our clubs do that, but the ones that are really empowered, they'll tell you what they want to learn. They'll tell you, all right, we've learned enough. We want to do something fun. So you're going to have the students vote on if they wish to have a club or not, and if you do it right, so far I'm batting 1,000. Knock on. I need some wood. I gotta find some wood. Knock on some wood, because we're lucky because we have a history. Not only do we do things in the classes, but later on we do community activities, we do community projects, we do fundraisers, and we're gonna get more into that as time goes on. But the students have to buy into the club. If they do not buy into the club, it's not going to ever work. So, in a Student First program, there's a coordinator. How many of you are going to be coordinators? Do you know that yet? One coordinator? 2, 3, 4, okay. So any other coordinators? So, because a coordinator, it sounds like, it's a lot of glory, but I tell you what, it's a lot of work. Because the coordinator is going to develop lesson plans, and you guys are going to have a lot of our lesson plans, but lesson plans need to be modified, depending on the class. I mean, I wish I could say that everything we give you, it's going to be good for the first time, but if you start at 9th grade, you do a lesson. By 10th grade, do you think you can do that same lesson again? Yeah. Well, you may have new people. In the perfect world, that'd be great. But if you have 3 students who've seen that, what happens to those 3 students that aren't engaged? Yeah, goofed off, disruptive, and so it's a challenge coming up with new curriculum, isn't it, staff? Yeah. And so we prepare lesson plan. We do the training meetings. Team trainers, and you need at least 2. Do you guys have an idea of the size classrooms you're going to be working with at all? Nope. Not yet. So as silly as it sounds, we do one club that we have 35 students in. And I could do that with myself and one of my staff. I have another classroom that's got 15 students. It takes 4 staff to do that club because of the needs. We do a lot of hand over hand. We use some PECs, and we're going to get more into that. But depending on the needs of the students, so is East Valley difficult, folks? Yeah. And so it's a diverse group, and so a lot of one-on-one. And so when you think in 4 staff for 15 students, it sounds like a lot, don't it? But we're really barely meeting the needs of those students, trying to get our message through. All staff need to be energetic, and you can tell my staff have that, right? You guys hear them back in the background, they got the energy. Need to be energetic, focused, and engaging. And dealing with young people, and I wouldn't change anything in the world, my job is to keep them focused. Yeah, my job is to keep them focused. Because they're engaging, they're energetic, and the students absolutely love them. So all must complete, and again, every state's different, but we make all of our staff pass the DDA background check. And I think that's important because you want to protect the students from anything potential. DDD, DDA, I mean, I can't keep up with the acronyms. Donna just handed me a thing of acronyms. If you look in that book, you see, so look in your resource book. You see all those acronyms? What pages? Acronyms, thank you. See, I can't even say the word, let alone. So there's a lot of them. And all must complete a school background. And we're going to go over one of these because schools have different rules. Every school district is going to be a little different. They all have different rules. They all have different requirements. And this is just Spokane School District. But some of the things, you know, again, they want to ask if you hold a teaching certificate. Have you had an educational job, a related license, permit, you know? And so what they're trying to do, if you were a teacher at one point and were got in trouble. Got in trouble. I can't think of a good word for that. Go ahead, hang on to those. We're good. Have you ever been placed on administrative leave? So any one of these would disqualify you from being a volunteer in the school. Have you ever been disciplined, discharged, non-renewed? Have you resigned or otherwise separated from employment in order to avoid discipline charge? And so you see their background check's a lot heftier than the DDA one. But anyway, this is what they're looking for. So they want to make sure that their students are safe. And as a coordinator, we need to make sure our trainers are safe and they're appropriate with the students.
Coming up next, Code of Conduct. If you would like more information about Student First and starting a club, contact Donna Larry at pfow@clarkston.com. EPIC is a grant of national significance. It stands for Equal Partners Interstate Congress. And if you're interested in more information about leadership and self-advocacy, contact EPIC. You can contact Noah, Noah, @arcwa.org.